Hey ho. I'm a record collector, can you tell? Any sane person would be sat in front of a warm fire now. I'm going to the record store in a minute to get a few records. My feet are wet, my socks are wet. I can't film much longer, but just out of interest, if you go down this road, on your right hand side is the world famous Sandhurst Military Academy. It's where they train all the officers and the Ruperts of the British Army, but I've got to be careful where I film down here. If you go this way, you'll be at Princess Edward's place at Bagshot. I wonder if he's got a cup of tea and a nice cake and a warm fire going spare. Then you've got the main motorway that takes you into London. I think it's the M1, but don't quote me on it. But you can see how stupid I am, and you can see what the weather's like, all for a few records. I want sectioning under the Mental Health Act.
Hello, Steve here. Just a quick update for you. Finally got out today, and as you can see, it's absolutely kicking it down with rain here. And I did do a bit of record shopping. I deliberately left the vinyl alone. There wasn't much anyway to look at. For the simple reason is, when I go home either tomorrow or Saturday, there's a lot of sport on Saturday. There's England versus South Africa in the rugby, and Liverpool take on Arsenal in the afternoon. The rugby is always a contentious subject with me, because obviously I've got an interest in both countries, but hopefully I shall see it. But I just hope Reading will win this Saturday. I did really well at the charity shop today. Did pick a few bits and pieces up. You know, some of the stuff absolutely blew my mind. It's just amazing what you find in the charity shop round here. But as I say, I'm going to go through them, and I'll let you make your own minds up. You know, whether they're good or not. I like some of them, but some of them I'm sort of not commenting too much on, if you get me drift. But the first one I picked up was this band. You don't see this one mentioned on the BC much, is the Choir Boys. And this is just an absolutely great CD. I've been just playing this actually. It's got a bloke called Spike in it. He's got the most fantastic voice you've ever heard. It's really distinctive, and yeah, it's just a brilliant CD. The best track off this one's a song called Misled, and it's just amazing. I like it anyway. But if you like the Choir Boys, put your comments down below. But I just thought I'd show it, because you just don't see it on the BC much. So I thought I'd give it a bit of exposure, like. But I've got a lot of Choir Boys stuff at home, and I shall make it'll be for a video in future. So watch your space, as they say. The second two I got. Now this one absolutely shocked me to find this one in the charity shop. This was Metallica's Load. Whether it's any good. And you know, but I'm not going to comment too much on it. But we've all seen it before. You get a nice picture. Was it one of their best jobs? You know, I'll leave it to you to decide. The next one I got, talking about Choir Boys, Everything's Gone Nuts, was this album, and this is Motley Crue. I haven't played one of these records since '91. Back in the day, I bought all their stuff out on vinyl. And around about '93, I completely lost it. I just thought they weren't very good. So I stopped collecting them all together. The problem with Motley Crue I've got is they did have some credibility, but it's all about Tommy Lee. Now, if you don't know, Tommy Lee's rather big in the trouser department. And when you talk about Motley Crue, you don't talk about, you know, the great music they did in the first couple of albums. All you seem to hear now is Tommy Lee's marriage to Pamela Anderson, and about the size of his, you know, water downstairs. And it's just sort of overshadowed them musically, in my opinion. But I did pick this one up. This is obviously Red, White and Crew, and it's just a best of album. I believe they're recording a new album at the moment. That's what I've been reading on the internet anyway. But yeah, some people like this band, but I've sort of lost them now. What I shall do is I shall probably try and reintroduce myself to them. If it doesn't work, I shall probably get rid of all. I've decided this is one band I shall probably get rid of them all. See what happens. I'll keep you updated anyway. The next one I got, again, was it one of their finest works? This was Europe, and I've got to be careful here. This is the final countdown. I've heard that the first albums they did were alright, but whether this one's any good. And if you notice, you've got a sticker on this album, and apparently it's got somebody's address in Japan, in Tokyo, Japan. Chiyoda-ku. So why that's been stuck on, whether it's a Japanese import, it's definitely not a Japanese import, but I've never come across that before. But yeah, this is Europe. This one will probably be given away anyway. But there you go. So it's all from a charity shop anyway. Beggars can't be choosers. That's my motto. The next one I'll show. Metal Mickey talked about this band. The last Skid Row album I bought. I was in two minds whether to show it. Then, lo and behold, Metal Mickey showed it in a recent video, and he said it was terrible. And I had to. That's what the thing I got, and I put it in me to get rid of pile. And because it was 99p, I got Slayed to the Grind by Skid Row. Again, it was. I don't know anything about it. If anybody's got any opinion on it, please hit me up in the comments below. And yeah, it's got a nice little booklet with it. That's the booklet action, but I'm not familiar with this record. It's Dave the Snake Sabro, Scott Hill, Rachel Boland, is it? And Rob Affuso. I hope I've got that right, but my eyesight's terrible. But yeah, so if you've got an opinion on it, or you know something about this CD, hit me up in the comments below. Greg the Egg will be proud of me. I scored this one in the charity shop as well. And Greg the Egg, look what I got, another Deep Purple CD. I've scored one of these before, but you know, when I score a Deep Purple again, this is one band I will never leave in a charity shop. You know, it's just a fantastic, all their hits are on it. It's like a great sort of a thing. A quick flash of the booklet. I have showed this before, because I'm sure I picked it up before. But yeah, it's just deep. I love Deep Purple, so there you go. But that's the charity shop finds. I picked up a couple of more items, but that's what I'm going to show anyway. Worth showing. But now it comes to the record store finds. I'm just going to, yeah, what have I got? Yeah, it's not very sort of impressive. I've got this band. This is the Georgia Satellites. Picked this one up because it was so cheap. Great band. I've got one of their records actually, and I shall give this a listen to tonight. But yeah, can't beat them. A great sort of rock metal stroke, more rock I'd say band. Fantastic. So that's definite. I also picked up Slash. Now, I've been having a bit of a Slash go just recently. I paid, this is what I think cost me the most. This is Velvet Revolver CD. I picked this one up, and I think today I've got all of now got all of Slash's stuff. I hope to do a Guns N' Roses film soon anyway, and Guns N' Roses related. But this was a project, like an offshoot of Guns N' Roses, obviously without Axl Rose, and it's a long booklet, but can't wait to give this a spin. Slash does some surprisingly good stuff. If you haven't discovered yet, give it a shot. I've been listening to that one I bought a show the other time. It's really good. And yeah, I'll show and look at the booklet, because I say the writing's too small for my eyesight now. It's just terrible. That's the Velvet Revolver. The next one I got, I paid a bit of cash for, and this is the Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. and this is the Apocalyptic Love box or CD or whatever you want to call it. And you get all the usual stuff. Picture of Slash there, the CDs, and I wonder if Slash design. Oh, it's a DVD. You get a DVD with the CD. Can't wait to have a look at that. You probably get a live concert. Apparently Slash probably did all that, because I've said before on thing, he's in the same business as me. If you've been to a gig, he's probably designed the t-shirt. But I've got a feeling Slash did that. I may be wrong. But you've got the usual stuff with it. I did pay it, not a lot, but did pay a bit for it. But this is the one I was missing. You've got all the lads there. Slash was born just up the road from here, actually. He was born in London. He spent the first 11 years of his life in Stoke-on-Trent before he moved to LA. But yeah, he's a phenomenally good guitarist. But there he is. But yeah, that was a thing I bought myself today. And I did get some great Rolling Stones action as well, but I'm not showing that. I'll save that. And last by no means least, I picked up a couple of patches, or badges, or whatever you want to call them. Screaming for Vengeance, Judas Priest, and Dio. What I'll do with them I don't know. I shall keep these. Probably sew them to something, or just keep them as they are. But I've been listening to a lot of Dio on the internet just recently, watching a lot of his interviews, and Screaming for Vengeance. Greg, I don't know if you knew this, but Dio was in a band called Elf, and they used to back Deep Purple. And apparently 2 members of Deep Purple actually produced the album back in the early 70s. I just found that out myself the other day, actually. But Greg will probably know that anyway. But there you go, a couple of nice patches. Now this band is my last offering for today. This is a band called Sabbath. I know, or Sabbath, or depending on how you posh you are, how you want to pronounce them. Now I know who this band is. This band, I believe, are from Nottingham in England, not far from where I used to live. And I scored this one today, and it's a great band. Whether this album's great, I don't know. This is thrash metal. It's a long time since I've heard them, but I can't wait to hear it. I believe they split up permanently a couple of years ago. I may be wrong. They've even got the White Dwarf there, and you got a lot of pictures with it. Whether it's, again, hit me in the comments below. But I knew they were a local band to where I was living, because I used to live in Boston. But this is the Sabbath. I think, I've got a feeling, whether it's the last album, I just don't know. But yeah, it's just thrash metal. Knowing my luck, it probably won't be one of their good albums. But I saw it and I thought, wow, I should have that for the collection. So I shall see what it's like and I'll get back to you. But it's now stopped raining, and the next time you'll see me, I'll be back home in Telford. And apparently what I've heard is I've had some nice weather today, which is more than I've had. Anyway, thanks for putting me up again, folks. Excuse me, thanks for putting up with me again. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.